When the pavement cracked, we hid our eyes as the home came next. It still came tumbling down. But when you try hard to mold the...
Hey guys, what's up? It's Bad TV. It's your host, Brian, Bad Bell. I'm here with Caleb J.E. Brown. He's a local artist I've been following. Y'all know what it is. I brought him onto the show. We're gonna see what he's talking about, see what he got going on with his music career. We're gonna jump right into this, guys. Caleb, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, brother.
How you been?
I've been doing all right, man. Working hard, trying to make some more music and kind of keep things rolling for myself. So
Yeah.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you stay busy. It was kind of hard catching up with you. We set it up for me.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we're gonna wait till next week, and then I went out of town. And,
Right.
But we finally get it done, though. That's what's
We're
up.
busy, man. We're busy, man.
That's how it is in this career.
Yes, sir.
So of course my audience wants to know about your music.
Right.
Tell us about your latest project that you recently dropped. We're gonna start with that.
Right. So Pigeons to Doves was the name of my debut album. It was the I released a single back a couple of years ago, but this was the first full project that I really put a lot of time and energy and money into. That I pretty much just wanted to start out doing things right. And I told myself, if we're going to do this one time, we're going to do it right. So that all just finished, released in waves. So I had 3 different waves for the different tracks, but it all finished releasing in October. So just coming off a couple months off of that, and jumping into something new. So
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what's up. What made you name it Pigeons to Doves?
yeah. So basically, I'm also studying Spanish right now, and it's one of the things that I learned really early was in Spanish the word pigeon and dove is the same. It's paloma, but here like in English culture and in the English language, when you think of dove, you think of something that's like peace and love, and it's kind of like this real like really great symbol, and a pigeon. At least for me, you see it in movies like in Central Park or something, some kind of dirty bird that's coming around for a scrap.
I got you, yeah.
So it's the same species, the same word and everything, but drastically different meanings.
Kind of like it evolved from one to the other. in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. So I in my personal life, I kind of went through this really crappy time, and I kind of had this realization that what I thought was something like a dove that was just kind of out of this world and beautiful and turned out just to be something different that it wasn't in my head. So the whole album basically is kind of a timeline of me realizing that things are different. So
Got you. Things do change over time, but things are different.
Yeah.
Things are different today than they were yesterday.
Yes, they
and
are.
they were different yesterday than they were a year before that. And that's
Absolutely.
just part of life. Things are going to always evolve and change over a period of time.
Right.
How many songs are on the album?
There are eight tracks.
8 tracks?
8 tracks.
Have you already released all your singles you're going to release?
From the album, yes. So
Okay. What are those?
So we did Wave 1, which was the first 3 tracks, and that was I'm Already Bleeding, Ellie, and I Know You're Old. And so two of those 3 songs were kind of written in a previous time in my life, and I kind of went back, so I kind of saw those fitting as like the first wave. And then I also had Wave 2, which was Pigeons to Doves, and Stay Out Back, which is kind of like, if you listen to Wave 2, it's Stay Out Back is like the immediate epilogue to Pigeons to Doves. So it rolls right in the same key, very similar chord structure. So like Pigeons to Doves is kind of this more poppy, rockish upbeat, whereas Stay Out Back is just kind of this moody, all right, here's all my emotions and kind of how I'm feeling, and it's just right out there in the palm of your hands.
Right.
So that was Wave 2, and then Wave 3, man, like drawing blanks here, but Wave 3 was Cafecito, A Better Plan, and Make Up Your Mind. So those were pretty much the last 3 that I wrote. So I saw it fitting as, Wave 1 is the beginning, Wave 2 is kind of like the most of the album, and then Wave 3 is kind of ending off. So
Okay.
that's kind of the way that I at least envisioned it.
I got you. That's what's
Yeah.
up. It sounded
Yeah.
like a big project.
Yeah.
8 tracks, but a big project that you put
Yeah.
a lot of feelings into. I heard you speak earlier that you were saying something about you were at a dark place at a time. I guess
Yeah.
when you named the album, maybe when you wrote it as well.
Right.
So I know you brought quite a bit of emotions and
Right.
things to those songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty
That's that's kind of my thing is sad boy shit, and sad boy music. You know, for those who don't really enjoy cursing, but sad boy shit for me, because that's really what music has always been for me. I started rocking when I was like 12, 13 years old, so. That's when I first started, getting down on the piano, and that's kind of always what I was really drawn to was, I learned after so many years, okay, taking how I'm feeling and then turning it into something that's kind of tangible and that you can listen to, and that was one of the ways that I really dealt with a lot of pain. So, right before the album, the years leading up to that, I didn't write very much at all. And then I was just kind of shitting them out during the Pigeons to Doves era where, the great majority, like I said, like 6 of those were written within like a month and a half or something like that where, I'd just sit down and something would come to me and that'd be that. So, there's a lot of emotion that I put into it that I enjoyed.
Man, the creativity in writing a song, and not just a song of just random different thoughts, but a song of meaning
Right.
that has some structure,
Yeah.
a guidance to it,
Right.
is it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's not something that just comes easy.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, for some people, they're highly talented in that area, which I know you are. But for somebody like me, come to music, which I
Right.
do film production, it takes another level of knowing what the hell you're doing. Let me put it like
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. That's a pretty good way of putting it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then to keep somebody in tune with that story on a beat
Yeah.
and with words that rhyme.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an art, putting something together like that.
Right.
When you hear something and you can bob your head to it or it make you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
You brought somebody into your world of a story that you're telling.
Right.
And they can vibe to that.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot to be able to build something like that for people to interact with.
Yeah.
So, you from Sulphur Springs?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so being from Sulphur Springs, you're from Texas, of course.
Right.
So I can see where you kind of got your swag or your music. You're a Texas boy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Trust me, I know what you mean. I'm from Houston, so all my music is either screwed up.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
I just got a certain vibe of music that I like.
Absolutely.
So being from Sulphur Springs, do you do any shows around here?
That's one of the things that I'm working on now because I'm just naturally a very anxious person. So I've done a couple of restaurants, and I used to play a lot back at a winery we used to have here in town, Lou Viney's, which may be kind of a blast from the past. But so I did shows like that where play a little bit of my own original stuff, and then play a lot of stuff that you'd hear when you walk into a restaurant, somebody's playing music. But that's one of the things that I'm trying to work on here in the near future is finally putting my ass out in a live show setting. And getting out of my comfort zone. That's just one of the biggest struggles that I have.
Of course, the people they want to see you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. At least I'd hope so. I guess So.
I mean, I've seen you on some of your social media sites singing. Of course, I heard about you.
Right.
So you caught my interest, and I knew you had just did the album. So I'm like, I gotta get this guy on the show, see what he got going.
Right.
And you're working, so now we just need to see you out there and about.
Absolutely.
There's still some restaurants around here that'll probably be willing to do some shows.
Yeah.
I know Roma's, they do shows.
Right. Yeah, I'm in talks to play with them as a matter of fact. So.
What's my girl name? Ashley Garrison at
Yeah.
they changed the name of it.
Oh,
What is the name of it now?
It's Here's to
It's still
Us.
it's still Caps to all of us, but it's called
It's Here's to Us.
Here's to Us.
Yeah.
Shout out to
So-
Ashley. What's up, girl?
Yes, that's right.
Holla at me.
Number one
Y'all
bar
should get
here.
together.
Funny story about that, as a matter of fact, because whenever I was releasing the album, that was one of the things. Is I kind of had this contest going where, everybody who knew me or knew that knew my music in some kind of way, I held this contest where you could, do things like share a post or buy a shirt, all this kind. It's kind of this point system. So anyway, the grand prize was this kind of private show that Bernice Sanchez if you're watching this, thank you. So Bernice, she won a private show, but we decided against doing it like in a house in a private setting. So we actually had it at Caps and Flask one night.
Oh yeah.
In that pool room where I have played pool many a night. And just regular bar people were there, and so it was kind of like, well, here I'm about to just play my sad boy shit here in the middle of the bar. And so, I mean, it was crazy. It was a good time. But it's funny that you brought that up. Yeah.
I mean, I wish Sulphur Springs had more venues.
Yeah.
Of an affordable price.
Yes.
That the average person could afford.
Yes.
To hold events, because there's so much talent here.
Yeah.
Good talent.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people get held back because I feel like in this town, more people will go out and do things.
Yeah. If
it could be done at a cost where people could still enjoy it, but some of these places have to, like, take into account, you know.
Right.
We're in Sulphur Springs.
Right.
You know, $1,000 for a venue for a few hours is kind of.
Exactly.
It's kind of out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when you want to pay the artists. You want to make sure that people have good food and good drink and everybody make their money and everybody be happy. You know what I mean? You got to make sure everybody gets a little piece of the pie.
Yeah, you're going to have a little niche of people who can afford that, but not the everyday.
And that's why I see with a lot of artists, they usually have to depend on restaurants or places like that in order to get a gig.
Absolutely.
Instead of being able to rent out a place and produce their own gig, or somebody put a gig together where they have 2 or 3 singers come and maybe a comedian or something and put a show together and everybody get a distribution from the proceeds of the ticket sales.
Absolutely.
But that's another story.
That's one thing we're missing. If somebody has an idea out there, let's
get together and make it happen. Because Sulphur Springs needs a venue or something of that sort to be able to cast singers, rappers, comedians, and things like that. A place where they can hold entertainment type of things of that nature. Put it that way. So we talked about your music, your album, what you got going. Tell us a little bit more about Caleb.
Okay.
What do you do day to day? What's up?
So I am a pharmacy technician, which is kind of a fancy word for a legal drug dealer. That's the way that I always put it. It's the legal side of all that. So
they are drugs.
They are
they
drugs.
Just got a doctor's note for them.
Exactly. So I mean, I've been working there for 5 years. So I got a good solid work family up there. They got to see the fucking goofiest parts of me for sure. You know, you ask me who I am, I'm just goofy. I'm just fucking goofy, man. But so yeah, that's pretty much my 9 to 5, and. You know, I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. I've met a lot of good people along the way. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So after your 9 to 5, I gotta ask, because the ladies probably want to know. After your 9 to 5, is there somebody you go home to afterwards, or is there any kids or pets? I mean,
I do have a daughter. She's just not human.
She's not human.
She's not human. So I got a pug named Kimmy. And I remember back in the day, I used to shit on people so hard when they'd be like, I ain't got no kids, but I'm a dog dad, or I'm a dog mom. Yeah. You're like, shut the hell up.
And then you're one of them.
And absolutely. You cross my dog. I've kicked people out of my house for talking shit about my dog before. That is a true story. For somebody who's not very aggressive at all, I've just pretty much laid it down. I'm like, you're not going to talk shit about my dog. So she's my daughter 100%. She's 2 years old. Had birthday parties for her both of those years. So, you know, pretty much like that.
I have an uncle that has a dog named Max that I'm crazy about. Every time I see Max, I just love him to death. I'm grabbing and picking him up. He's not even mine.
Yeah.
But I just love that little
There's
dog.
There's something special about a dog, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I love him to death. I don't really want a dog myself again right now. I got, you know, me and my son, we got snakes. But, you know, some animals you just get attached to. Snakes are cool, bro. Snakes are very cool, and they're very low maintenance. You only have to feed them. You don't even have to feed them once a week if you don't choose to. It's just what kind of feeding schedule you get them on. And you can go like 3 weeks and never do anything.
Yeah.
And come back and everything's cool. You can't do that with a dog.
Yeah, no.
People gonna be at your door.
Absolutely.
And you sure can't do it with a cat, because the cat gonna tear up everything.
Yeah.
A horse is gonna be like, man, forget you. You ain't riding me no more. You ain't fed me in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's something different. It's something kind of exotic, and my son always wanted it. So
it's super cool.
I got him one, and then I went and got him another one.
Yeah.
And so I text my snake dealer.
You're a snake dealer.
My snake dealer the other day. I told him, I said, man, I think I want another one, man. He didn't even text me back. Tracy, what's up, man? I want another snake. But and then they're low maintenance, man. You feed mice. You feed frozen mice or live mice.
Okay.
And they're only like $1 a piece. So
I wouldn't have the heart to do it. I'd have to do the frozen one. I'd have to do the frozen one. But that's just me. That's just
at first it was weird to me. Then it's like, yeah.
Whack.
But
Whack.
so what you got coming up? I know you said you're going to talk about doing some more shows or something like that. Do you have anything specifically playing coming up?
Show-wise or just music?
Show-wise or music or anything?
Oh yes, yeah. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm kind of doing right now. Of course, it's I've been hearing this shit for a year, but it's weird times with the pandemic. So obviously not everywhere is still open, and we don't know yet for sure if like a lot of the music venues that are in Greenville, Denton, Dallas, if they're even going to be open after everything. But yeah, I've been pretty much working up my nerve. I've been talking with the owner of Roma's here in town about doing some shows every couple of weeks, hopefully, if it goes well. Kind of getting my foot dipped in there, because once I play, it's great. I'm like, man, I should really do this shit more often.
Right.
And then as soon as I'm building up to it, it's like, oh, if people don't like it, or what if I'm awkward and I get my words wrong, and I just am in my head way too much. But yeah, so I'm doing that, and I've got another single coming out on March 5th that I'm kind of building up to. We're just pretty much rolling right into it. And so that would absolutely be a great way of doing that, is actually playing shows. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, we're working on it. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
So in your line of music, do you do many collaborations with other artists?
I don't, but I would love to. I have a guy, Heath. What's up, Heath? That mixed the whole album. So I pretty much went to him on a whim. It was kind of the same thing where I'd reached out to him a couple of times in the past and about doing stuff, and we'd agree to it, and then something would fall through, and then finally I went in there and we started working together, and he's just the stupid kind of talented too. And he's kind of brought me into a big network of people that I'm with now, musicians and different singers and things like that it was really opening my eyes, at least to hear and work with people. So I love to work with other people, and just haven't really had much of an opportunity yet. Still kind of in the network stage, at least for me.
You play instrument?
Yes, sir. Mostly piano. Yeah.
Piano.
So, but cool thing is, at least on the album, going back to talking about doing things, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it the right way. I tried to go in there and do the whole Prince thing. I'm not Prince. I am not Prince. But I didn't play drums, but I went in saying, okay, well, it'd be kind of cool to play drums on my own stuff. So at least on all the music that you will hear of mine, Heath laid down a lot of really, really nice bass and guitar. I don't know how to play guitar, but a lot of that stuff is me playing the piano, organ, some bass, and drums. So I try to kind of branch out. Never been any good at guitar, but mostly I stick to the keyboard. That's kind of where I stay most of the time.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of Prince, I was on my way to Greenville or Dallas a couple weeks ago, and I put that song "Adore." Do you know that song "Adore" by Prince? Oh man, it made me. I got a homeboy, really my best friend, LeBrandon. He's a Prince fan.
Yeah. And
I'm always like, Prince, okay, he's alright. You know what I'm saying? He good. He ain't Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? He alright. Man, that song "Adore" came on, and you know how you just be rolling and you be in your zone.
Yeah.
And you really listening to the song at that time right then. Bro, that song made me fall in love with Prince like never before, man. The way that he talked about how he adored that woman, how he loved that woman. Right. And to take his feelings and put it on that track and sing it the way he did, it was just beautiful, man. It was just. It was the same. That's music for me. Yeah. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
It was the same with Corey Blakes, as a matter of fact. The last show, he did the artwork for the upcoming single. Excuse me. And he was like, "Wait, you haven't listened to Prince?" I made that same comment. Tried to do the whole Prince thing because I know that Prince was just
shit.
genius
Yeah.
at everything he did, and did
Musical
all his
genius, yeah.
all his own stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I heard of Prince," and he sent me this song to listen to. Listened to it as soon as I got home, and about 30 seconds into the song, I texted him and said, "Okay, yeah, you were right, because how have I not listened to Prince yet? Because I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Right.
He was, yeah, like you said, he was just a musical genius. So
Yeah, he's one of the best at what he did.
right,
And consistent with it too. Made classic hits.
Yeah.
Classic hits. Most people think of Purple Rain and things like that, but
Right.
you really get deep into some of his other music, you'll see some other great music that he made that wasn't on the radio.
right.
But man, it was nice having you here. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got to tell us about the album Pigeons to Doves. I got a deep understanding on how you came up with that creation. I like
Yeah.
that. That's very, very creative.
Yeah.
Man, while you here, anything you want to shout out to your fans and the audience?
I just want to say thank you all so very much. I mean, y'all keep me going. Like I said, as an anxious boy, y'all keep it going in. I went into all this saying it doesn't matter how much I spend, doesn't matter how much effort I put into it. If one person out there can get something from it, then it's job done for me. So that's kind of what I'm keeping pushing for. So thank you all very much for having my back.
That's what's up.
And you'll hear from me again March 5th. So.
Where can your music be found?
It can be found everywhere. So on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
Caleb J.E. Brown.
That's right. So
Pigeons to Doves.
there is a rapper already, Caleb Brown. Shout out to you. When you stole my name.
Yeah, that's
but
a
not
country
really.
singer. That's a country singer, right?
Yeah,
That one guy?
No, that's Kane Brown, I think.
Oh, that's Kane. Okay, yeah.
I never listened to his music, but I think I know his name. But yeah, Caleb Brown. So at least moderately successful.
Oh, Caleb's
rapper.
the rapper. Kane's the country singer.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. So, but yes, you can find me out there at Caleb J.E. Brown. I've also got some merch and this little beanie here with my initials on it at calebjebrown.com. You can find that merch there. So, but yeah, please come listen. Let me know how you feel about it. You know, that makes my entire day. So, yeah. Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Keep me out of my-
you working.
out of
so
my
you caught
comfort zone,
attention,
yes,
so
sir.
like, I got to bring you on here. You know,
Absolutely.
my viewers, they want to know what's going on in the community, know what's going on around Sulphur Springs and local
Absolutely.
artists and things like that. So I'm going to reach out and bring you on the show and show them what you got going on.
Yeah, thank you so
And
much.
hopefully after March 5th and you drop your new project, we'll get you back on here and you can tell us about that.
That'd be another great honor. Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Hey, again, y'all, Caleb J.E. Brown. Y'all check him out. He's on all platforms. Pigeons to Doves is the name of the album.
Yeah.
It's your host, Brian Bad Bell. Y'all stay tuned in. Y'all know I'm going to keep bringing it to you. Until next time, peace, all right?
Stay safe.